Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome new subscribers. I'm glad you're here, and thank you so much to my regular subscribers that has been with me from the start and somewhere along the start. Thank you so much. Thank you for your wonderful comments. You guys are just amazing and a blessing. Thank you. It's, what keeps me going is hearing the good blessings from you guys, because it is blessings, and I can't thank you enough. Thank you also for the donations for the women in need of thread. God bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you also for tipping me. Some of you have tipped me, and as you know, most of the time if somebody tips me, I throw that towards thread also for the women in need. But eventually I'm going to have to keep some for myself, because I'm trying to upgrade my videos, my lightings, my cameras, and of course that takes money, and it's something I cannot afford. As you all know, I use my mobile. I don't have a computer. But at least, I can record now in full screen. It took me about 3 years to get it. But anyway, I do have a crochet private group. You're more than welcome to join the family as long as you have a profile picture. I also have a crochet page you can follow, TikTok and Instagram. Everything will be listed below in the description box. If the video is too fast for you, in the description box there's a link, 2-minute link, that I explain how to slow down the video. Turn your CC, for closed caption, on. Everything I will be saying will be written in the bottom here somewhere. I don't write patterns, and I think some people get confused when I say it will show up on screen the stitch that I'm calling out. I think people think that I am just going to write it and put, the codes of stitch. I'm just learning these codes of stitch. When I first opened the channel, I had no clue how to translate it, because it has a different meaning. I'm in Europe. I'm in Portugal. Portuguese does not have the same translation for the English. Give you an example: double crochet, we call it long crochet, if I translate that. So you would know what I would be saying. So I tried to explain as much as I possibly could in my own little way. When I look back, I actually laugh about it, but some people still get very upset because I'm not calling the stitch properly. I don't blame you in a way. In another way, please give me a break. I just learning these codes. I wasn't born knowing everything like yourselves. So the important thing is that if you can see the stitch clearly, and I know I have to slow down with crocheting. I think I've been doing pretty good lately, because I'm a fast crocheter. So I apologize for that, and I'm trying to go back into the beginning of my videos and recreating some of those most known creation pieces that you guys comment a lot still until today. And so I'm trying to recreate those patterns again and link them to those old videos, so you guys can have more clarity and understanding of the stitches that I'm doing. Okay, so I use most of the time 2.75 hook, or a 3.5. I use a 4-ply 100% cotton thread, similar to Aunt Lydia. Mine's a little bit thinner. And a lot of people sometimes they ask me, for these threads. I do ship out if you're interested, because it's been such a high demand. These go by number. They don't go by name of colors. Example, this is a 4-ply. Color 30, okay? It's a multicolor. There's like terracotta, aqua, purple, lavender, fuchsia. So, they have millions of, not millions, but, a couple of hundreds of different mixtures. Okay, so eventually I will be taking pictures and showing some of these, of the colors, okay? White is a normal white, and off-white is a normal off-white, and beige is a normal beige, except for the other stuff like multicolors. These ones like this, they all come like this, but sometimes I have a lot left over, so I add them up into a big ball. Okay, and so I want to thank every single one of you. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It helps the channel. Also, sharing is caring. Please share with your families and friends. And please do give a thumbs up on the video. It's extremely important. If possibly, watch the commercial. If it's those 2-second, 3-minute, or 2-minute commercial, I could understand. If it's a 15-minute commercial, forget it. Watch a bit and then skip it, because it's very annoying. I know that for a fact. Okay, so we're going to get started. Of course, I use a small one to tuck in loose end, a small hook, and a pair of scissors. Let's get started, everyone. Thank you. And before I forget, so I was trying to explain, these are $12. They're 100 gram. It's about 325 yards of thread, 100% cotton thread, okay? Top of the line. So, okay. And you must order at least 6 for me to make it to the post office and send it out to you, ship it out to you, because shipping is the most ridiculous thing I ever saw in my life in this country. Okay, so today I'm going to recreate one of my patterns that I had started right from the beginning when I started the channel, and it's a very, very popular one that a lot of people, at least trying to create it, and I could understand that it is quite difficult to understand at first because the video is dark and it's got 2 shades of video. The app that I used was horrible. I had no experience with recording or apps. Now I'm a little bit getting there, right? I'm still not experienced, but I'm getting there. And I had no clue on the codes of the name stitch, okay? So example, I would say now we're going to put 12 chain stitch into this little hole. I wanted to say 12 double crochets, but I had no clue how to translate it. So I'm going to recreate, because a lot of people are still creating that and they're still commenting if there's another video or if there's a written pattern. I don't write patterns. And so I'm going to recreate that to help these people that are still creating or going to create that. It's a braided, right from the beginning when I started, it's a braided table runner, and it's got mega flower, which is with lavender, purple. So I'm going to use these colors in white, exactly more or less the same colors as I did for that mega flowers, so people don't get confused about it, okay? So we're going to get started. These are all 4-ply 100% cotton thread. Let's get started, everyone. So I'm just coming in with the green, just like that. You can use purple, you can use white, you can use lavender, whatever color you want. I'm just going to use this for my foundation to create my petals, okay? So I'm going to do the magic circle, or you can do a 4 to 5 chain, depending upon your tension. We don't want the hole to be too big, okay? But you have to have enough room to fit 12 double crochets in there. So I've done 1 chain to secure my first double crochet. That means I came back in with a single and chain 2. I'm going to create 11 more. With the single and chain 2 is a total of my 12 double crochet. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. This is the first row. So I've done my 12 double crochets. I'm going to pull into my magic circle and close that in. I'm going to come in my second chain. Remember that I went up a single and chain 2 to create my first double crochet. So I've came in with a slip stitch. I'm going to come back in the same space and I'm going to create my first double crochet with a single and 2 chain. That's my first double crochet. On almost in every row, this is how I start my first double crochet. In the same stitch, I'm creating another double crochet. Oops. Must remind you, we have to use back loops. I was forgetting that part. So I'm going to take this single down because I need to use back loops. Okay, so I did my slip stitch. I'm going to come in the back loop of the same stitch and create a single and 2 chain. That's my first double crochet. I'm coming in again, back loops only. We need these front loops for the petals. Into the next double crochet using back loops only. I'm creating 2 double crochet in the same stitch. We'll have a total of 24 double crochets altogether. So 2 double crochet per space using back loops only. This loop back here. We need these front ones to create our petals. Okay, this is row 2. I've done my 24 double crochets, 2 per space, and I'm coming in my second chain here and closing it with a slip stitch. Again, we are going to repeat the same thing. So I'm coming in the first one, doing a single and 2 chain, coming back in the same one and creating another double crochet. So I'll have 2 together in the same space, coming in the next one, back loops only, and creating 1 double crochet alone. Next space, 2 double crochet together using back loops only. For the next few rows will be only back loops to have our petals created. Okay, so next space, 1 double crochet alone, next space, 2 together in the same space. This is row 3. Okay, 2 double crochets together in the same space, 1 double crochet alone using back loops only, 2 together, 1 alone, 2 together, 1 alone. We're going to repeat that all the way around and close in with a slip stitch. Okay everyone, going into row 4, it's going to be exactly the same thing. So I've closed with a slip stitch. I'm going to come back in the same one. I'm going to do a single, 2 chain, back into the same one again. So I have 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Next space, I'm going to do 1 alone, double crochet alone. So on the previous row we did 2 together, 1 alone. This row we're going to do 2 together and 2 alone. So I've done 1 alone already. Next space, another double crochet alone. Next space, 2 together. Next space, back loops only, always working on back loops. 1 double crochet alone. Next space, another double crochet alone. So 2 together, 1 alone, 1 alone, 2 together, 1 alone, 1 alone, 2 together. And the next row will be 2 together and 3 alone. But I'll meet you on the next row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Row 4. 2 together, 2 alone. Row 5. 2 together, 3 double crochet alone. Okay. So I finished row 4. 2 double crochets together and 2 double crochets alone, 1 per space. If it makes it easier on you just going chain 3, then you can do that too, because this is the base. The leaves are going to be up top anyway, on top of them. I'm coming in the same one and doing another double crochet. Coming into the next space, next stitch, and doing 1 double crochet alone, next stitch. So that's my 2nd double crochet alone and my 3rd double crochet alone. On this 4th space I'm doing 2 together. Again, next space, 1 double crochet alone. So we're going to have 2 together, 3 alone. So 1, 2, next space, 3 alone, and 2 double crochet together in the same space. This is row 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll meet you at the end. Okay everyone, so I pretty much did my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 double crochets together, 1, 2, 3 alone. We're going to proceed this way until we do 8 double crochets alone and 2 together, and I believe that's row 10. 8 double crochets, 1 per space alone, and 2 double crochets in the same space together. I'm going to continue mine and then I'll come back to you at the end of my row that I have 8 alone and 2 together. That's my last row for my foundation for the flowers. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of my rows. Okay everyone, so I did 10 rows. On my 10th row I have 8 double crochets alone, 1 per space, and 2 double crochets in the same space. So 2 together, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 alone, 2 together, all the way around the same way. And I've cut in my thread. This is my base to create my petals. Okay, so we're going to do the centerpiece, and we're going to start on these loops here. Okay, on the first row where we have these loops, we're going to work on each one of them. So I'm coming in with my white just to get that little centerpiece of the flower going. I'm doing a slip stitch, and I'm coming in. I'm going to bend my pattern because it makes it easier to work. Okay, I'm going to come in my first row on that front loop that we did not work, and I'm going to do a single. Okay, and I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 chain. On this row will always be a 10 chain. I'm coming back in the same where I've started my single and my chain with another single. So for each loop, we're always going to have 2 singles in there. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 chains. We already have 2 singles in there. I'm coming into the next loop right beside it and doing a single. Okay, and then again chain 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have only 1 single on that loop, so we're closing this off with another single. Okay, I'm going to cut that little extra thread before it confuses me and you and everyone. Again, 10 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 chain. Coming in, I'm going to keep turning my pattern because it makes it easier to turn and bend so you can see those loops. And I'm coming in the next loop, right? We already have 2 singles on there. Single. So we're going to continue to do this all the way in that same row. So we know there's only 1 single in here. We're going to do 10 chain, come back into the same space with a single. And then again 10 chain and into the next loop, and we're going to work all these loops all the way to the end. So I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, so I've completed my first row of those 10 chain. I've closed in single. Now I'm going to come in that first chain we did to close in with a slip stitch on my first single. Okay, we're going to do 3 rows of these. You want that mega flower to be as fluffy as possible and look so real. Okay, so slip stitch in that first single that we did. Now I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 chain. I'm going to come to the second row, and the third row will be repeatedly the same way. So I'm just going to go directly in the loop on the second row and do my single and continue to do my 10 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come back in the same one. Remember, we have to have those 2 singles on the same space. And then again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 into the next loop right beside it, right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 chain, come back in the same space, always closing in with 2 singles in the same space, and then chain 10 again, come into the next one. We're going to repeat this row and then do your chain 2 or 3 depending upon your tension, and repeat the same thing on row 3. Okay, I'll meet you at the end of row 3. You're going to repeat exactly what we just did. Here I did 1, 2, 3 chain and went right to the loop behind it. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of row 3. Okay everyone, so we're going to start to create the petals. I'm coming in with my lavender, and I'm going to do my slip stitch knot, and I'm coming in my 4th row, so it's really hidden behind all of these, whatever you want to call it, and I'm going into any loop and doing a single. Try to push it to the front as much as I can so you guys can see. Try to hide my thread in between here. I'm going to do 1, 2 chain. This equals my double crochet, and I'm going to do another one on the same space, so I need a total of 8, 2 per space, 2 per stitch. Try to hide this leftover thread here. So next stitch, 2 double crochet together. We need to use 4 loops to create 8 double crochets. Next double crochet and double crochet again on the same space. So I have 6 already. I need 1 more. Next loop, we're using those loops. That's all we're going to work on. So now I have on my row 4, 2, 4, 6, 8 double crochet. I'm going to go up 1, 2, chain 3, turn around, come in the same stitch, and I'll have 2 double crochet together. Next space, I'm doing 1 double crochet alone, another one alone, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double crochets alone. I have 2 at the beginning, that's 8, and I'm going to do 2 on the last double crochet, so we'll have a total of 10 double crochets. I'm going to turn around, now we're going to do 3 incomplete double crochet. So I'm going up, chain 3, in the same one I'm creating another double crochet, incomplete, next space another double crochet, incomplete, and I'll take all out at the same time. We're going to do 5 double crochets, 1 per space, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The last 3 is going to be the incomplete again, double crochet. So I have my second and my last double crochet. So now I have 4 on the hook, and I take it out all together. So I have 1, 2, 3 going to the 4th row, going up, chain 3, turn around. I'm going to do the incomplete again. So I have this 1 double crochet into the next, because this is part of the 3 that we closed in. incomplete, into the next one, incomplete, and now close it all together. Next space, 1 double crochet, next space, 2 double crochet, and my third one I'm not closing, I'm doing the incomplete again, and I'll have 4 on the hook again to close. Okay, so we've closed 3 incomplete, 2 double crochet alone, and the other 3 we close it in all together. I'm going to go up to my last row, 2, 3 chain, turn around, coming into the next chain, I'm going to do incomplete, so I have 2, 3, 4, and on my last one here, 5 incomplete double crochets. I'm going to close it all together. Okay, now on my other tutorial I had to cut the thread and do one by one. I'm going to do a slip stitch. I'm going to grab my smaller hook because I don't want to keep cutting and keep taking it down. So I'm going to slip stitch my way. You can cut if you want and restart on the next loop next to this paddle. I'm not going to. I'm just going to slip stitch my way down, going into these loops. I think it makes it easier than cutting, attaching, tucking away loose ends when this is like just mixed in the middle of all of the other paddles. But it's up to you. If you want to cut it, tuck in the loose ends and restart your paddle, go ahead. I'm slip stitching all the way down. I keep pulling my threads because this hook is very, very small. All the way into that loop where I started. And I'm going to work again the same exact thing on the next loop. To try to bend it so you guys can see it. On the next loop right next to that paddle, I'm going to do a single and 2 chain. That's my first double crochet. Again, we're going to use 4 loops, 2 double crochet per space, per loop. So I have 2, 4, 2 more on the next space. So that's 6. We're going to do those 8 like we did the first paddle. And 2 more on this last one. Okay, so we have our second paddle started. 2, 4, 6, 8. Chain 3, turn around, double crochet in the same space, and 5 double crochets alone, 1 per space. 2, 3, 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it 5? Let me just check here. I think it's 6. I think I said it wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double crochets. Sorry, 6 double crochets alone. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So going to row 3, 1, 2, and 3, turn around, create in the next space double crochet incomplete into the next one, incomplete. So we have 3 incomplete, close it all together. Next space double crochet alone, next space double crochet alone, and again double crochet alone, and again double crochet alone. So we have 3 incomplete and 4 double crochets alone. In the next one we're doing incomplete double crochets again, so we'll have 4 on our hook, and close it together. So we have 1, 2, 3 rows. Going into the last row, we keep decreasing, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4. So again, on this last row, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, next space incomplete, and next space incomplete double crochet. So we have 3 incomplete, close it all together. We're going to have 1, 2 double crochet, and we're going to do incomplete. So incomplete, and my very last one here, incomplete. Close it together. My last row, because it's only rows of 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and my last row is all incomplete. Chain 3 into the next space, incomplete, into the next one, incomplete, into the next one, incomplete, and into my last one here, incomplete, and close it all together. So you have your second paddle done. Now, like I said, you can cut your thread here and tuck in and restart on the other one. I'm just going to slip stitch my way down. It saves me the hassle of cutting and tucking. But yes, on the other video, that's what I've done. I've cut it, and I've did one per space, you know, and 1 petal per space, and had to tie it each time. And I should be using a bigger hook than this for this, but I think I ever learned my lesson. I should have a bigger hook somewhere here. Is this thinner? Yes, this is thinner. Not a smart move. Let's try with this one. It's a little bit bigger. Well, it's bigger, but I seem to do better with my smaller one, don't I? Guess I'm just so used to. I don't want to use my regular one because it makes bigger holes, right? But and it's harder to get it in because my stitch is tight. Try that again. You have to be stubborn at it. This is optional, like I told you guys. You can cut it and restart your paddle. So anyway, this is how the paddles are created. So you have to work your way all the way around. And come in the same one with a slip stitch. And I'm going to do a single on the next one. And chain 2 to start my next paddle. So I have to create 2 per space here per stitch. So I have to have a total of 8. Using 4 loops, I have 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, again, 1, 2, and 3. Turn around, same loop, another double crochet. Next space, 1 double crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Your last one, 2 together, so you should have a total of 10 double crochet. Okay, so we're going into row 3. 1, 2, 3 chain. We're going to decrease, so incomplete, double crochet, close, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not 5, 4, and then the other 3 is incomplete double crochet. Okay. And I believe I had 4 on the hook. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I think I only did 3. 1, 2, 3. Again, incomplete double crochet. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 1 more row to go. There's only 5 rows with these paddles. So I've incompleted 3, so I have 1, 2, 3. I'm coming in, incomplete, and that's what I should have done in the row before. But anyway, you could always rewind and look at it. And then the last row, which is row 5, is all incompletes. 1, 2, 3, and you're supposed to have 5 incompletes. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Incomplete, and then close it all together. I'm going to do a slip stitch, and I'm going to come in and do my slip stitch all the way down. So this is how your paddles are starting to look. Okay, I'm going to complete mine and then come back to you once I am done. Okay everyone, so I pretty much give myself a head start and started the second row. I have 2 petals left to do, which will be exactly the same thing as the first one. The only difference is we're skipping 1 space. Okay, so slip stitch knot. So I did it right on the next one. I'm going to skip 1 loop and come in my second loop. Do a single. Now, of course, it gets harder because there's so many petals there already. Let's try that again. Try to hide my little string at the same time. So single, 2 chain. Okay, so don't forget you have to skip that 1 loop there and repeat the same thing. So 2 double crochet in the same stitch, same space, next space, next stitch, 2 double crochet. So we're going to use the 4 loops. It's always harder to get this first row going. The next one, at least we won't have petals in our way. So 2 together, the next loop again, 2 together. So we're using 4 loops of 2 double crochet in the same space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8. Chain 3. This is already 1 double crochet going up in the same space. Again, double crochet. Next space, 1 alone, so that's 1. So 2 double crochets in the same stitch, and now we're going to do 5 double crochets alone, 1 per space. I'm on my second, my third, my fourth, my fifth, and I will not 5, 6 double crochets alone, and 2 in the end. So you'll have a total of 10 double crochets. 2 at the beginning, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn around, chain 3. I'm coming into the next double crochet. We're going to start to do the 3 incomplete double crochets. Now I'm going to close it in. I'm going to do 1 per space, 1 double crochet per space. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to start to do the last 3 incomplete. So we'll have 4 on the hook and take it all out. Turn around, 1, 2, 3. We're coming in the same one here, incomplete, and another incomplete. Take it out, 1 per space. So 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet. Now we're going to do the 3 incomplete at the end. We'll have 4 loops on the hook and take it out. Going into the last row, 1, 2, 3. I'm skipping that same one, coming directly into the next stitch, and do 5 incomplete double crochet. Take it all out, slip stitch. I'm just going to hook it on here because at the end of all of our petals we're going to do singles all the way around. Okay. Now if it happens that you're supposed to have 12 petals, it's 12 petals per row of petals, okay? If it happens that you probably made a mistake on the base and you have extra loops, let's say you have 2 extra, just jump over it, don't worry about it, okay? Let's say you have you have 2 extra loops or 3, just jump or start on your third one or the second one, whatever you have extra, because that's common to happen, you know. Okay, so I have one more to do, which is this one here. I'm going to skip a loop and I'm going to use 4 loops, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'll have 1 loop left because there's 1 space between them. I'm going to complete mine and then we're going to start the last row. Okay everyone, so I pretty much finished doing all my 12 petals. I'm doing my 3rd row of petals. Now we're going to skip 1 loop. That means I'm going to skip this row and I'm going to come into this one. We're going to use, let me see, 6 loops here. So we want to start more or less on the center here. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 4, 6. Okay, so I'm going to start about here. Okay. This time we're using 6 loops, so we need 10 double crochets. We're going to do 2 together on the first one, so single 2 chain. Get my light on better because especially this is a darker purple. Another one on the same space. Next loop 2 together again, 2 double crochets, so we already have 4. Next one, 1 double crochet alone. Next space, another double crochet alone. So we have 2, 4, 5, 6, 2 together, 7, 8, and the last loop 2 together, 9 and 10. So 2 double crochets on the same loop, 2 double crochets on the same loop, 1 double crochet alone, 1 double crochet alone, 2 together and 2 together, using 6 loops. Now you're going to repeat the same thing as we did with the other ones. Chain 3, coming back into the same loop, double crochet in the same space, 1 double crochet per space. The rest is the same thing as the other paddles, nothing changes here. We only increased a little bit more on the loops and the double crochets. So 1 per space, and on the last one, still have 1 more here. Two together. So you'll have two double crochets on the first one, and then the rest here. So the increase, the beginning and the end. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 double crochets. Turn around, chain 3. We're going to start the decrease of the 3 incomplete double crochet. Close it all together. Then 1 per space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now 3 incomplete. So you'll have 6 double crochets alone. You'll have 4 on the hook, 4 loops on the hook to close it out. Turn around, 1, 2, 3, in the same space here, incomplete. Next space, your 3 incomplete, and then we're going to do double crochets alone. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to do the incomplete. So you'll have 4 double crochets incomplete, not 4 double crochets, 4 double crochets alone, and then the 3 incomplete. You'll have 3 on your hook. One, 2, 3. I'm not coming in the next space, I'm coming in the next one. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and closing all together. I'm just going to hook it here on the side. It makes it easier to hide it once we do the singles all the way around. And you'll do the same thing to all other 11 paddles. Okay? So we'll repeat one more time we're not working on this next row, we're working on the one after. We're going to skip one loop, coming into the next one with a single, and 2 chain, coming into the same one, another double crochet into the next loop with 2 more double crochets. Now we're going to do 2 double crochets, 1 per loop, 1 per stitch, 1 per space. So 1, 2. On the next loop, 2 together. On the next one, 2 together. So you should have a total of 10 double crochets using 6 loops. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn around. 1, 2, 3. Come back into the same loop. Increase in the same space another double crochet, and then 1 per space, and you'll have your increase at the end again. 2 in the same stitch on the last one. Sometimes it's tricky, this last one. It's hitting back here. You got to make sure you get them all in. You have to have your 12 double crochets or you're going to be in trouble. Okay, so turn around. And we're going to start to do the incomplete double crochets. I have chain 3. Into the next one, incomplete, and into my third one, incomplete. Close it all together, and then 1 per space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and my 6th, but I'm holding on the hook. No, I'm not holding on the hook. We'll have 4 loops on the hook to close out. So I'm doing the incomplete on my last 3. Sometimes it gets tricky because this is a harder, darker thread, so it's harder to see. And I've closed out. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm coming in the same stitch as I closed out. Incomplete, double crochet, and incomplete, and close it together. Now I'm going to do 1 per space. 1, 2, 3, and 4 double crochet. Now I'm going to do the incomplete and grab my very last one here at the end. 4 on the hook and take it out. Last row. 1, 2, 3. I'm not working on the one we close. I'm coming into the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on my last one, 6, and I'm closing it up. Slip stitch. I'm going to cut my thread and just go here on the side of the double crochet and just put my thread through there because we are going to do singles around it. Okay, so I have my second done. So continue yours. When you get to the end, if you think that you have like 3 loops left, don't stress over, just jump 1 or 2 loops. It won't make any difference on the base as long as you have your 12 petals in. And if you need to, or let's say you made a mistake on the base and you have quite a few, like 4 or 5 stitch loops on there, what you can do is, by cheating, instead of putting 2 together, you want to use those loops. As long as you have those 10, then you can do, let's say, 2 together, and then instead of doing 2 together on the next one, do 1 1. As long as you have those 10, it's just little tricks you can do with it, okay? I'm going to complete mine, and then I'll come back to you once I am done.